Most people are sitting in cash, right? Actually, I have a decent amount of cash right now, to be honest, but it's only temporary. The point is, people love sitting in cash because they think it's safe. But really, it's a massive scam. We're trained from kids to put our money in the bank. Save your money in a bank like a good little drone. Then the banker invests our money or lends it out to someone else as a mortgage. Either way, they earn 4, 5, sometimes even 10%, and they give us less than 1% back. A lot of the times it's way less than 1%. We know the game. I don't need to explain this. But I prefer to see cash as a tool. I hold it to buy food, pay my bills, to buy assets that actually make me money. That's the most important part. Not to give it to the bankers to do the same thing and earn money and then pay me a pittance. Which is why if you looked at my bank account right now, you'd assume I was absolutely broke. But most people like to sit in cash that gets devalued faster than any interest you can earn on it. Since 2008, the US dollar has lost between 30 to 50% of its purchasing power, depending on how you measure it. But what hasn't lost its purchasing power? Gold. Gold is up 580% versus the dollar in the same time. Silver is up 340%. Copper, only 100%, but I think that's going to catch up soon, which is why I'm buying up some copper right now. Metals. That's my point. Metals and the companies that mine them constantly perform over the long term because they hold actual value. And now a lot more metal is being added to that list. Uranium, so much potential in uranium. Just don't buy physical uranium, please. You're going to end up on a list. That's such a dumb joke. I always make that dumb joke with uranium. We're running out of electricity. Green energy is just not going to cut it. Nuclear is clean and safe despite all the propaganda against it. I know I'm going to get hate comments about that, but it's true. Look into it. I think uranium will do well, but it's really, really high right now. It's overpriced right now. Well, not overpriced, but it's pumped too much for me to feel safe buying any more of it. But here's the actual tip. Look for companies that supply nuclear fuel to nuclear power plants. Like one I've been looking at recently, Centris, L-E-U. This was recommended by someone in my Discord, absolute legend. He knows a lot about this stuff. And I'm learning a lot about uranium from him. Look, I've always had some exposure to uranium, but he's a wealth of information. Look, I wouldn't be surprised if the US doesn't start purchasing some of these uranium companies, uranium fuel companies, at some point soon. Lithium Americas also, ticker is LAC. I mentioned them earlier. That's the one that US government purchased a stake in. Also worth looking at. But now let's talk about the mindset of holding metals, because that's really important. A lot of people get into metals looking for a quick flip, or they get in with leverage. That is not smart. That is not how you should look at metals. Metals are a long-term investment. You buy, you hold, you expect to eat shit some years. You will have to. You never use leverage. Never buy a chart that looks like this, by the way, that looks like the silver chart. I'm bullish on silver long term, don't get me wrong, but buying after it's rallied 300% and it's at $120, that's crazy. You need to let it fall back down. Like, you know, it's falling back down now. This is why I say look at copper or some lithium miners or uranium pellet producers. They've not run as much yet. They likely will with time, in my personal opinion, not financial advice. For example, LAC is doing that mine in 𝗥𝗲𝗃, Nevada. That's what we talked about. They complete phase 1 in late 2027. Following this completion, commercial production ramps up and they're scheduled to continue throughout 2028 with actual commercial production of lithium. So I hold some of that now and I'm patiently waiting for 2028. If it dumps in the meantime, I average in more. I'm not looking to 10x from here, although that would be nice. I mean, it could do. I'm looking to put a small amount of my portfolio into lithium because I believe it's a strategic resource that both the US and China are trying to lock down. And when they do, price will likely rise, in my opinion, not financial advice. And the mines who produce the lithium, they'll benefit. Their stock is going to rise as prices of lithium rise. So that's why I want to hold it, not financial advice. And this is way better than holding a devaluing dollar that Trump literally said he wants to devalue. I mean, you have to think about it like this. Let me explain it this way. So the government is literally spending money on lithium, on rare earth metals, neodymium, soon I think uranium. If Trump's administration is literally spending money on all these metals themselves, if they are trading a devaluing, debased dollar for lithium, copper, uranium, I may as well do that too. By the way, guys, if you want to stay updated with what's happening on the markets and my personal strategies, make sure you subscribe to my free newsletter. Like I said, it's free. I publish a report on everything you need to know about the markets every single morning. Basically, I read 20 to 30 articles. I summarize them so you don't have to. There's a link below.